Well, we gave you
man.
lots of Easter eggs that you can listen to, and you can figure out what we were really doing. But think about this: we were in our young 20s.
Yeah.
We really wanted to be rock stars, actually, but not just rock stars. We wanted to be writers, musicians,
Yeah.
performers, entertainers. But our stage was the Rock-afire Explosion and
Yeah.
Showbiz Pizza Place.
Right. Right.
So we had to express ourselves that way. But we didn't have any way to get feedback to find out if anybody liked our
That's right.
shows.
That's
so
right.
we had to like it.
That's right. We had to like it, and at first it was all stiff and awkward, and then pretty soon we just kind of caught our stride. And we know it's right, and you led that charge. You did.
And you know, the executives at Showbiz Pizza Place, there was always this angst between us and the execs at Showbiz.
You gave them hell.
Do you remember? Yeah. Do you remember? I'd always come into the studio,
Yeah.
and I'd tell you the stories about what's going on with the executives. They were always hating what we did. They always had a complaint about something we did. In fact, in the later years, when Fats sang the song "Going Downhill," they were sure that we were just doing. We were criticizing Showbiz for going downhill. They thought,
really?
They
They
took
thought
that
that?
personally. They took it personally.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And they also didn't like Louisiana when I put in something. I was asked to go to Dallas. I think I told you this.
I don't remember this.
And they wanted a character voice from me, and they wanted from Munch,
Oh,
a new character. I told you this.
I don't remember, but go ahead.
And they got me in the studio, and at the time we were done. I think it was 90s, and
That had to be 98. Could have been 98.
I think it was early
95?
90s. I was living.
Because you and I worked together on our last show tape. I mean, at least until 95.
When was the first time we had a stop in show production? Was that 88, 87?
The first time is when Showbiz Pizza Place decided they wanted to make their own show tapes.
Right, you told me about that.
86 or 7.
Okay, that's when it was then. And so
Oh yeah, I remember.
I was curious, so I went. I flew out there.
And you needed to eat.
I needed to eat. I had a family.
And I
I had
understood
two
that.
little girls.
You know, I understood Dave Thomas having to redress all our.
I said I knew
characters.
Aaron would understand. I just gotta work. And so they brought me out there and they asked me to do this voice in the deep range. So I got behind the mic and I did it, making sure it wasn't, Fats. And then he said, "Can you make it a little bit more southern?" I was like,
You want to go for Fats?
"Yeah, I can make it a little bit more southern, like Mel Blanc, being asked questions. You make it just a little bit more southern without sounding like Dappy, or whatever. He had so many characters that were right close together."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I'll make it a little bit." So I was making sure I was staying totally away from Fats.
They were going for Fats, weren't they?
Exactly. And when I found that out, I went, no, I know what y'all want. I know what you want.
You wanted Fats.
Took my
on lunch.
headphones off, got on a plane,
No.
went back to Baton Rouge.
Really?
And they kept throwing money at me. I said, no, I'm not going to give you Fats. That's something special. And I'm not going to give you that for Munch, for this purple whatever.
Yeah.
They
I said,
already
I'll give
copied
you, I'll give you another voice if you want, if it works out, And I was going to talk to you about it. But I was like curious, what do they have to
See
offer?
if it's on. Is it still on?
It's blinking. What does that mean? It's recording.
They were liars. They took me to a basketball game and they tried to work me over, and then they got me in the studio the next day, and then they just wanted Fats. Just a little bit
Trying
more
to steal ya.
southern, just a little bit deeper, just a little bit. I was like, this is one of the moments of my life where they're trying to screw me out. I did think about you, because I was loyal to you, even though we weren't working together at the time. I was very upset and scared that you would find out about
Well, we were still working together. Like we were recording all the way. Remember when you had your studio in Baton Rouge?
In Baton Rouge, this was at the end of that and the start of the next thing that happened between us, which was great, which is more work.
We did the new Rock-afire explosion.
But-
That's when you did Bonk My Head.
That's when I did, you gave me work here in town, so I could live here in town and all that. So everything ended up working out, but during that time I was so upset about my family and how I was going to feed my family.
Right.
I was having brand new babies, you know, and Haley was born in '86. So I went, well, I'll go out there and see what they want. And I realized what they wanted, and I went,
Yeah. Well, you know, we had just
that's
spent.
a true story.
We had just spent 5 or 6 years, 1980 to 85, 86. We'd spent all this time being proud of what we had compared to Chuck E. Cheese.
They were, yeah,
we
hated
beat them.
them.
We
Yeah,
hated them.
did.
We
did
fought them.
beat
We beat them. We wanted them to die. And then we had our time came to us. It was time to let Chuck E. Cheese die. And they propped them up. I remember giving a speech, and I've got this speech
we have
on
so
tape.
much on video about
tape somewhere.
It's going against
Yeah.
Chuck E.
In fact, really, they gave me a kind of ultimatum. They said, "Okay, Aaron, either you're going to struggle, you're going to go out and start struggling now,
Right.
or you're going to start making spare parts for a Chuck E. Cheese show."
Yeah.
I said, "I didn't come all this way to make spare parts for Chuck E. Cheese show. That would be too degrading. I will not make spare parts for Chuck E. Cheese. I will not create Chuck E. Cheese show tapes." We'll all check our things.
Your train.
Just make sure I don't have anything.
You know
important.
it's not
My
me
ex-wife's
texting you.
calling. She wants to move her boyfriend in.
Let's see. Gonna
I
schedule
draw
a
the
pic-
line right there.
Yeah, this one here. I'm
No,
selling a
sorry.
rental house. Okay.
I'm sorry, I was looking at his phone and I was doing a joke, and I don't usually pay attention to what I'm looking at while I'm doing a joke.
Well, you know it's
I could
not me
stare a hole
texting.
into you while I'm doing a joke, and he would say, "What are you staring at me for?"
Yeah.
I'm doing a joke. I don't know where I'm going with it.
But you'll dig your way out of that hole. We'll go out late tonight with a lockbox. I had to tell my realtor. I'm selling.
I love you, man.
I love you too, man.
I love you. I really do.
I do too. Yeah.
You taught me so much. You did teach me so
Well,
much.
you taught me more.
You gave me so much balls to go for. Excuse me.
That's all right. We can say balls. Balls are all right.
To go forward creatively and to not be shy. And,
Well, you know,
he pulled it out of me. He said-
everybody
he said,
knew
you know,
there was no secret. You know this, right? Everybody knew there was no secret. Even Rick knew. He might have resented it. Shalisa might have known. Kathy might have known.
AJ knew.
Alice Ann might have known. But I had my favorite. Max knew. I had my favorite employee.
I was favorite.
Yeah.
Ooh, get that-
I don't like the
keep
word
that.
employee
Yeah.
when it comes to somebody who I love and care for. But people on the payroll, let's say people on the payroll,
Right.
there was one person who stood out and above and beyond all the rest in terms of my personal favorite who I loved and would protect and try to take with me for the rest of my life.
Now,
And that was
dick.
Burt.
No, well,
You know, now, and you know, I try to live up to that. Remember when I had the Star Launcher
Yeah.
and we had Ed McMahon came
Ed
in?
McMahon.
I said, Burt, you
He
gotta
built
come
me
over.
up so much, and he looked me down at me like, "So you're
gotta come
the
over and-
genius."
Yeah, Ed McMahon. Yes, and that was 2003.
Is that
So-
2003?
Yeah, so if you want to try and put
Okay.
things in perspective,
Timeline,
2003 was when Ed McMahon came along.
Good God, he loved that show. It was perfect for
That
him.
he loved the Star Launcher.
And
But-
then you were a good salesman, and when he looked at me, because I was a little bit maybe messed up hair,
We were making fun of Ed McMahon on the Star Launcher.
and I walked up and met him. And he goes, "So you're the damn genius."
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not Mr. McMahon. I'm not. Because you had built me up and everything, so I tried to.
Because if I was gonna go somewhere,
Right.
I was gonna take you with me. That's
I know
what-
you always were like that.
No matter, yeah. If I could get a break,
Right.
I was gonna bring you along. That was my.
That was always your unspoken promise to me, and I knew that.
Yeah, but it was
because we were
spoken.
all both fighting together.
Yeah, it was spoken because I really meant it. I didn't want to tackle anything in the entertainment world without you.
You're right. It was spoken. We talked about it many times.
No, like I'm going through some
We're
hard
gonna
times.
take over the world.
We're going to take over the world. But I want to tell you, I'm glad that we didn't take over the world. I don't even want one employee anymore. Do you remember? I used to dream that I would have this utopia company, creative engineering, and I had the plan for it. A utopia company. I actually dreamed that we would get so powerful and so big and so successful someday that we could move to an island.
I remember that.
We're going to buy an island, and creative engineering would move there. And here's what I said. I told Claude and I told Rick. I said, and everybody's going to have everything they want. They're going to have free healthcare. They're going to have free transportation. They're going to have free cars. They're going to have free everything, and we're just going to create wonderful things together. And you know what Rick said to me?
Oh yeah. Okay.
He said,
I'm ready for this.
He said, "That's socialism." I said, "Oh yeah."
That guy right there.
Yeah, the
You're
hair.
right. That's socialism. We know that doesn't work. That won't work. I was
I
dreaming.
never heard any of those words come out of your mouth ever about socialism.
Oh yeah. I always knew that socialism was the door right before communism.
Communism. Okay.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
Okay. Okay. I don't
And
know
it doesn't
anything about
work. It doesn't work.
doesn't
Nobody
work.
goes to work anymore once everybody gets paid for not working.
it. Say that again.
Once everybody gets paid, no matter whether they work or not, nobody goes to work anymore.
Exactly. Of course.
If we don't have something that we're working for, something that we can strive for, some success, and monetary terms are really the way a success should be measured, because then we can just go spend our money wherever we want. But I was thinking
But
that
what
I was
happens when
going to give
yeah.
you the car that you were going to drive. I was going to give you the health care that I wanted you to have. I was going to give you the house that I wanted you to live in. No, that doesn't work. You need to take money and buy the house you want and the car you want
That's
and the
how
hat
work.
you want.
That's how you work with me. Yeah.
Yeah, and
You didn't buy me nothing.
no, socialism doesn't work. My dream was socialistic, and I didn't realize it. And I was making a big mistake, thinking we were going to go down that road. And you know what? What I actually learned from my experience at creative engineering is that this
Wow.
this dream that we can all be one big happy family ends after your 30th employee. 30.
After your 30th employee.
You can hold it together. You can take everybody to the beach.
Okay. And have this.
And everybody has a good time. Wednesday, we're all going to the beach. I want everybody to show up. We're going to the beach. Remember, I took everybody
Paid
to the
for
beach.
by the company.
Paid for. You're going to get paid just like as if we were at work. I'm taking you to the beach. We all took the girls took their bikinis and the guys took their shorts, and we all went to the
And
beach.
we've got a strip club down here.
And we're all going to the strip club after that.
Cut
Yeah,
that.
that's right. That's right. The things that I loved, I wanted to share. But that's not really how life should work.
It doesn't work that way?
No, it doesn't work that way.
So good. I love this because I've been into politics lately and I've been going,
Oh, you and I need to
Oh.
talk. You and I were always able to talk things like this out.